So things between India and Pakistan are heating up, and because the UK is such a diverse place, we now have to call for calm because there may be an all-out war in Birmingham. It didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to be this way. We didn't need to flood the country with clearly incompatible people, right? Pakistanis and Indians. I mean, if you've got a call for calm because apparently an all-out war might occur because they're bringing their ethnic conflicts over here, then they're not very compatible, are they? And I would not suggest that diversity is a strength at that point. I would suggest that's a hindrance to normal English life. So this is absurd. And again, I repeat, it didn't have to be this way. And it also doesn't have to be this way. If we had someone in charge with balls and just went, oh, you don't like it? Leave. Better yet, we're just going to round you up and deport you anyway. You're a net drain on the tax, but leave. Done. You're gone. This is absolutely absurd. Anyway, let's take a look, shall we? Very frustrating. So this was kind of only a matter of time, to be honest. The whole India retaliating to the Pakistani terror attacks. It was only going to be a matter of time. What I think is going to be interesting is whether this does actually trigger an all-out war between India and Pakistan. And I say that. I didn't initially think that it would. I didn't initially think that it would at all. But, and there is a big but here, the deal between the UK and India came at a very opportune time for India to then do this, and also to potentially then lean on the UK as some form of an ally. I'm guessing. But that's incredibly dim if that is the case, because again, we have such a large Pakistani community here. Yeah, I don't know. But of course, Birmingham, shithole of the UK, and it is a shithole, literally at the moment, because they have not been picking up their trash, because the council is bankrupt, because the majority of people are unemployed there, or they don't provide taxes properly, or all manner of things. But it's clearly a shithole. Anyway, there is so much more you could get into with Birmingham and its demographic breakdown as to why it is the way it is. But that's a video for another day. But basically, India fired missiles into Pakistani-controlled Kashmir in several locations earlier yesterday. Oh, no, actually, that is today, Wednesday, May 7th. I thought they did this yesterday as well. My bad. They did do stuff yesterday, to be fair. So that would, of course, kill 26 people, including a child, which is not good, obviously. We can only believe that that is the case. They're saying it. We could take it with a pinch of salt, whatever. But on face value, obviously, that's brutal. You know, it's not good. However, Pakistan has now called that an act of war. Yeah, of course it is. Obviously it is. So the move was said to be retaliation against militants linked to last month's massacre in the Indian-controlled portion of Kashmir, in which gunmen killed 26 people, mostly Indian Hindu tourists, which again is pretty brutal. This is all essentially over water. So if you look into it, it's all effectively Kashmir is basically where water comes down, and you know that basically funnels off to either side of the area, so Pakistan and then India. This looks to be a move now to control, well, to basically move into a war to then control the entire region, which would then mean either side will get the water. But again, we didn't have to do this. We didn't have to deal with this crap. This doesn't need to be ours. So the rapid escalation in tensions between the two neighbours today triggered calls for calm in Birmingham, because it is home to 180,000 Pakistanis, pretty much all from Kashmir, and a large Indian diaspora of around 70,000. Now, we'd seen this before, actually. There were riots, massive street fights. I think it was like 2 years ago. I'm Don't quote me on that, but it was a while ago, and people blamed it on like football or cricket or something like that. I was like, yeah, but what's the actual reason? Why do these two groups hate one another? But again, remember, guys, diversity is a strength. Ethnic conflicts from abroad only serve to strengthen us, clearly. So Ayub Khan, MP for Birmingham, Perry Barr, and a Pakistani Kashmiri said he had been inundated with calls and messages of concern from constituents on both communities and from his homeland, and urged calm. He said one of the deadly strikes in Kotley was only around 25 kilometres from his family's home village and had been a huge shock to them. Despite growing fears of retaliatory attack, they were expecting military action, but not in civilian areas like this. Which, yeah, I mean, makes sense, but yeah, I mean, what do you expect when you go around doing terror attacks? What are you expecting? So again, he looks like he got voted in on a Palestinian vote for some unbeknownst reason, because apparently everyone cares about that, and that matters to English people. Good. So he's tabled an urgent question in Parliament today, urging the UK government to act as a peace broker between both sides. There needs to be intervention because of the risk this could otherwise spiral out of control. Oh, and why would it spiral out of control, mate? Why would we care? Oh, that's right, because you brought your ethnic conflicts here and it didn't have to be this way. Ideally, we would like British Pakistanis, Kashmiris and Indians to continue with their daily lives. Well, so just do it then. Ideally, we would like... So just continue with your daily lives. But you don't consider yourself English. You consider yourself Pakistani. And you consider yourself Indian. And therefore... what are you doing here? You're just mining this place of its economy. Whilst understanding the anxiety this latest attack will cause, we're asking for calmness. I was out over the weekend visiting local communities, including a temple, and have spoken to people from both sides of the divide. We have a large diaspora from Kashmir and from India, and my concern is to ensure community cohesion prevails. I've got a way to ensure community cohesion prevails. Go home. And that what is happening between India and Pakistan does not spill into Birmingham streets. I mean, it's going to. Go home. What are you doing here? Go home. I expect there to be protests and rallies, but I appeal for everyone to stay calm. Oh, great. So not only have we had, what has it been, like over a year of weekly bloody Palestine crap in London and all other cities, now we're going to have fucking India and Pakistan crap as well. Good, I guess. We don't want this. We don't care. Take your foreign conflicts and go home. Mr. Khan's call for restraint came despite hearing overnight from worried relatives and friends living close to one of the areas hit by an Indian missile strike. I was inundated with calls. When I visit, I stay with my family just 20 to 25 kilometres from where the attack in Kotley occurred. And yeah, it's awful. I'm not disputing that. Mr. Khan said his priority was to ensure that all constituents felt safe in Birmingham and tensions did not escalate locally. Well, it wouldn't if you considered yourself English. You wouldn't care so much, but you don't. You're a foreign import. You're not English. You're not British, obviously. And that's why these things spill over. And diversity obviously isn't a strength. This is absurd. There is still confusion around what exactly has happened. And I would also urge people to get their information from reliable sources, as there will be a lot of misinformation and rumour flying about. Tensions had soared between the nuclear-armed neighbours since an attack in which gunmen killed 26 people, mostly Indian Hindu tourists, at a popular meadow in disputed Kashmir, in some cases killing men in front of their wives, which is really, I mean, that is brutal. India has blamed Pakistan for backing the attack, something Islamabad has denied. Yeah, but if they are Pakistani, it doesn't matter, right? Like, the thing is if there's a certain demography that is overrepresented in a certain attack, just get out there and all of you leave. Go. Gone. Be gone. You don't belong here, right? And that's kind of similar, like, It's a similar sentiment, I guess, from India in this regard. Is that what were they Pakistani? Yes. Right. Well, we're going to blame Pakistan then, obviously. You're not going to blame the boogeyman. Anyway, there's not a lot else to say here. It just didn't need to be something that we had to deal with, but we are dealing with it now, aren't we? This is ridiculous. And yeah, but literally, Pakistan has every right to give a robust response to this act of war imposed by India. And a strong response is indeed being given. Oh, great. Brilliant. Good times. These are two strong militaries that, even with nuclear weapons as a deterrent, are not afraid to deploy sizable levels of conventional military force against each other. I mean, they're not actually that... Their militaries aren't actually that strong. They are actually quite weak, to be fair, but alright. So this is good. Good times. Love this. But yeah, I guess we have to deal with it now here. Because reasons.